يعني too much أو already you know all these things. I hope يعني نحاول نتعلم مع بعض شوية حاجات. A lot of these things يعني أنا عرفتها بالعربي ولا إنجليزي؟ English? Okay. A lot of these things I recently discovered some of them, or some of them I built by time. But yeah, it's hopefully we'll all benefit from it. So, but we need some discussion بقى. So why do we teach in Sunday school? Let's start from the basics. عشان نخلص بقى أسرع. Sorry? We learn? Okay. We learn when we prepare the lesson. To serve. Sorry? Grow the kids' faith. Have the blessings of the service. حلو قوي كل الحاجات دي جميلة. أنا اخترت كام حاجة. I chose a few things. Love. We love God, so we want to talk about Him. We love people, so we want what's good for them to know God more. For our spiritual growth, I think you said that. Someone said that. When we prepare and when we talk about God, we grow in Him as well. And to like reach or give the message how to let kids know God and grow in Him. That's why I chose this verse. Preach the word, be ready in season and out of season, convince, rebuke, exhort with all long suffering and teaching. I think the meaning is very clear already. We want to preach, we want to be ready always. There is like not a certain time then when I wear the hat of the servant and then I start to talk about God and then I lose it or throw it away and then now not the time to talk about God. We need to talk about God and be prepared to always talk about Him and serve Him and get to tell about His message to everyone and not only to the kids or during Sunday school service. So advantage of using AI, this I think all of them know. I'll try to be a bit fast. Of course, it will save time efficiency, create inspiration for things that maybe I'm not in my mind at the moment. New ideas, stuff like that. Deeper research. It can research things that I don't know or topics that I don't know very well, that it can go and do its own research and give me just the summary or the results. And also it can provide me with some visual resources, pictures, illustrations, coloring books for the kids and all these things. And anytime you have a question, let me know, please. Okay. Highlighter. Okay. Also, just a quick revision also for your whatever when you attended severance prep or when I attended back in the 90s, some notes that I remember from that time for preparing a lesson. How do you prepare a lesson? What's the steps? Maybe I do not follow all of them, but I hope we remind each other of what these are, and maybe things can be added to it, or let me know your perspective as well. So for preparing a lesson, we need to pray first that God may give the guidance and the words even to prepare, not just to speak it, but to even what to write in the preparation and what to think about. We need to read and understand, and so whether we're talking about a Bible verse or a subject or whatever, we need to learn about it. And one of my servant prep teachers at that time, he told us, do not start by listening to sermons or like reading books. Read it first, and see what you understand from it, and like try to have your own explanation, or not explanation, but I mean, try to understand it first, do your due diligence first, and then start to listen to others' sermons and read books and all these things. So do the research, the third step, and then start composing the lesson. And after composing it, it's not ready yet. I always, I mean, sometimes it's hard. I think I'm done, and that time we write it in like a notebook and give it to Amin al-Usra or whatever, the responsible person, and then they take a look at it. But there was always something. I did it rarely, but when I did it, it was so important. Is meditate and relate what you composed, what you wrote down, and how it relates to you in your life and to your relation with God. And then after you already done that, or after you prepared, what you wrote, how does it touch you? So not in addition to the meditate and relate, like maybe you write a paragraph, you think about it, but to apply the subject in your life, in daily life, okay? For example, being humble, forgiving others. Am I applying this to myself, or I am going to talk about something that I don't live and don't do? So I got the instruction today, or not the instruction, but an advice from someone today, that when we go to AI, we need to still do all these things, still make sure that we benefit from the lesson, and not just tell AI, like, do this, and throw it to the kids, and then I lose my benefit from preparing the lesson and teaching it. So I need to do all these things. Maybe it will be a bit different, but still want to do that when I use AI. Because AI will see it can write the whole lesson for you, okay? So now I write a small, not a small, but write a prompt, and then where is my benefit? So we're going to talk today about a few tools, not all the available AI tools, but I chose a few ones. We want to do text and research, prepare a lesson, prepare Bible explanation, discussion questions, all these things, prepare an introduction to the Sunday school, a lesson. Try to get images or illustrations for maybe the presentation or coloring book or whatever. And then the presentation itself, the slides, it can help assemble it or compose it, that I will display. There are now apps or software that can do that. And there are additional things that may be a bit advanced. Might take more time to practice, but I can show you a few things, but not our main focus today. For the text and research, there are a few tools shown here. I think you probably know all of them, or if not, then most of them. We know ChatGPT and Copilot. Microsoft is probably taking all the core from, or most of the core from ChatGPT itself. Microsoft has investments in ChatGPT. There is Google, and yeah, before going away from ChatGPT, so most of these offer like some free capabilities, and there are others that you have to pay for it. So, for example, ChatGPT, when you pay, get if for the free one, you only have 3 deep researches. I think maybe for a month or something like that. I thought it's daily, and I used all 3, and then the next day I found it's already gone. But it's very deep and good. Gemini, Google is free, and with the free account you can do a lot more than others. That's what I saw yesterday, or these days when I was preparing. Perplexity also has its own deep research, and it can, whatever subject you want to do or you want to look for, it will search the net, and so the information is not out of date, because some of these, like they did the learning till a certain time, and then you only get information till that time. But for Perplexity and others that use search or deep research, it can get you news, up-to-date news, or up-to-date features, or what happened yesterday in the stock market, for example. It can give you that. Grok is the one used by X. And it's the version 3 is very good. And then Llama for Facebook or Meta. Qwen and Deep Research are Chinese. Deep Research is the one that did the good, nice, or big impact a few months ago when they used tiny resources comparable to the ChatGPT and others to make it work very well. There are also, besides this, there are browsers that rely on like LLMs to get to search and then summarize the results for you and stuff like that. In addition to those you run, most of them you can run online, or you need to run online. DeepSeek, for example, you can, and others you can, if you have a good gaming computer or GPU, you can run locally without connecting even to the internet. So in addition to that, maybe we touched on some of these things, but the latest models, or some of the latest models, have reasoning or thinking. So instead of just thinking about the next word to put or to give to you, if you wanted to write, for example, a lesson about the prodigal son, it will start and then search or look or imagine what's the next word will be, the prodigal, and then look for the next word, and so on. So the reasoning, there is a train of thought being done, and so it thinks deeper, okay, and can give you more appealing or better results than when it thinks a word at a time. There is a web search, so instead of also having to have only the data that is stored or what is trained on, it can look for the web for new news or up-to-date news or things that it might not be trained on. For example, when we want to have something related to Coptic Orthodox, there aren't a lot, so it might be very, very diluted in what training information or what training data it was already trained on. Okay, so web search can help. It will go to the Coptic resources more and can bring these into our lessons or our results. Again, deep research is combining several things. So it combine reasoning and combine web search. So it search this topic. So it goes into the internet, finds some of the topics, start to read and summarize these pages for itself, and then according to what it finds, it starts to look again for more resources, for more web searches, and so on. So it is very thorough. That's why it's called deep research. And now also there are different, instead of just having the text, there are different results. You can make an interactive website for you, or make, of course, coding that's a bit old now, but you can do a presentation or can actually do a Python code that will do something that, depending on what your ask is, it can give you much better results and detailed results than before. Now let's have something practical. I want to prepare a lesson about the prodigal son. Okay, how do I put a prompt? For example, in ChatGPT or whatever your favorite LLM, large language model app. I can start with this. This is a bit very simple. Create a lesson about the parable of the prodigal son. The problem is this is very open. So it's missing a lot of things, like what is the age range? What is it that even Christian? Or what's the prodigal son? So it doesn't know a lot of things. It can, of course, deduce a few things here and there, but that's a very vague prompt to use. So in order to have good results, I need good input. So good input gives good output. Bad input gives bad output. So this is a very weak way. So what do we want how should we use in the prompt? What should the prompt be? Let's go through a few things. Like, we need to be specific. Like, for example, include the age group. I wanted to have like 7th grade, high school, whatever, and include the Bible passage, okay, or the range of verses, and so on. What's the learning objective? I can look at the prodigal son from different perspective, for example. So which perspective do I want to focus on? Specify what skills you want students to develop. Okay, so we want to be specific. We want to request a structure. Like, for example, I want, for a Sunday school, I want introduction. There's main points. I want some activities, discussion points, and so on. What do I want exactly? Okay. A guide tone, it's also regarding the age-appropriate language. Do you want conversational, formal, or simple vocabulary? And then it will be good to try different services. So I can try ChatGPT, Gemini, and see which one will give me best results, okay? I tried Gemini the last few days, and I think it's very good, and it's the free version gives a lot. So I tried that, and I like it, but if you want to try ChatGPT, Copilot, and the other things, you can do so as well. We want to try different prompts, so I'll show you different prompts, okay, and you can engineer it more and choose what to include, what not to include, add additional things, and so on. And there are also, I think Rami last time mentioned this, maybe you can ask it, either ask the ChatGPT or whatever, ask questions and let it answer you, or you can say, like, ask me if you need more information, and then it will automatically ask you if you missed anything, like what's the setting, what's whatever, what do you want the introduction, how long is the talk, and so on. Okay, so this is a bigger prompt. I don't know if you can see it, and I think later on the font size will get smaller, but okay. So it's good to start with, like, imagine who will say this lesson, or who will give you the feedback. So it starts with, as a spiritual and knowledgeable Sunday school teacher. So not just anyone passing by. Yeah, it's considered the LLM or the ChatGPT or Gemini. You are a good, knowledgeable, spiritual Sunday school lesson. So all the feedback should be coming out of this character, okay? Your responsibility is to give, sorry, there's something repeated here. Prepare Sunday school to students age 7 to 10, so the age group. The goal of every lesson is to deliver the message in a simple, engaging, and interesting way that resonates with the kids. Don't want anything generic. I want to be interesting, engaging, and so on. Create a lesson plan to teach students about the parable of the prodigal son. This is the topic. Include the pictures to illustrate the message and keep the kids engaged. This can be done in several ways. So depending on some of the LLMs, or like ChatGPT alternatives, some can generate pictures and some cannot. So if it cannot generate pictures, I can tell it, describe what pictures can be there, and then take this description to the AI that can do pictures, and let it do the pictures, and then add both together, okay? Okay, maintain Orthodox Christian theological perspective. So I wanted Orthodox Christian, or maybe I can say Christian and then need to revise. I need to revise it anyway, but if I don't include Orthodox Christian, I can say Christian and then make sure it follows my faith. Okay, and I can even say Coptic Orthodox Christian, but then I will narrow it a bit more, so the sources may go down a bit. So that's why I need to experiment. There's no magic prompt that will give all things. There's sometimes learning curve. Start with an engaging introduction that incorporates a real-world connection that this age group can relate to. Choose a verse that is very suitable to the topic and mention it at, I think there's something also mistake here, 3 to 5 times throughout the lessons. End the lesson with a summary, conclusion, and a practical exercise. Use images to illustrate the message and keep students engaged. So a big prompt. Hopefully this will give us something very detailed. And again, this is to give a whole, a big Sunday school lesson from all its perspectives. There is another one that is divided on 2 pages, which contains many of these. I will not read all, but this it has more details and can help more. So I can try this and can try that and see which one will work for me. In addition to have it all as give all the Sunday school lesson, the whole block, there is sometimes the situational AI help. So I can write the full lesson, okay? Or I can tell it to write the plan of the lesson or the skeleton of the lesson, and then go to each point. Tell me how to talk about this point, okay? And then take it, put it in the lesson. The second point, if the lesson is already divided into parts, okay? There is, sometimes I'm stuck, I need to remember which verse is talking about being humble, for example. So I can do like a finding verse, a verse finder. Tell me give me 5 verses that talk about the importance of being humble, or stuff like that, okay? And then I can choose, of course, always revise, okay? I can enhance wording. So sometimes, even not only for Sunday school lessons, but sometimes at work, I have a meaning and I tell it, enhance this sentence. So I give it a sentence, and then the boy is playing whatever, and it enhances it, and I can tell it, like, make it in a professional sense, or rephrase this in a better way, or expand on this meaning. So I can give it a sentence, and it can write a paragraph on that. Okay. Okay. I already have a lesson. I know the lesson of the paralyzed man, for example, but I need an entrance or an introduction. Okay. So I can ask for an introduction and either specify what I want in that introduction, or tell it to suggest like either a craft or a coloring book, or I don't know what to do at all. So give me some ideas. I can do any of these. I can tell it to prepare some discussion questions, whether before or after, or during the lesson. I mean, to use it before or after. So these are some example prompts, okay, that I can use, like maybe as start prompts, as I said, enhance this, and rephrase this, expand this, draft a brief narrative, list Bible verses, and so on. And there are some helpers, or sometimes I add keywords to the prompt, and it makes it better, or stressing on something in particular. So if I want an engaging hook, icebreaker question, precise, I want this to be precise, thought-provoking, and relatable. Spiritual, deep, and touching to kids, and a lot of suggestions to use, or I can also think of what it lacks. Like, for example, you already tried something and it's not deep enough, or not, mistake something. I can think and then add it either with a follow-up prompt. So I already have whatever it generated. I can follow up, make it more spiritual, or make it simpler, or whatever. Or I can take part and ask it to make it just apply to a small part. Okay, now I think to wake up a bit, who installed or have any GPT or like one of these AI installed on their phone? Okay. Can you think? Do you want to have like groups or it's not worth it? Yani. Do you want to like work 2 or 3 together on this? What I wanted to do is to like choose a lesson or a Bible story and try to generate something online. I leave one of the prompts, maybe not the one complicated, maybe this one. And you don't have to copy it all, just, oh, actually it's very small. What about, oh, ما في حاجة غلط. Just a second. Okay, I'll leave this to you. And can you like copy some of the things here and see what it will give you? If you want me to read it, I can. And we have 2 minutes. ماشي. بس خليهم. طيب. عايزين نجيب حاجة كده. طيب. ماشي ثانية واحدة. بس ساكن بس اصبروا عليا. Okay. طيب بصوا بقى يا جماعة. Here's an example. I went to Gemini, but I copy and pasted that into. ينفع? Can this work? Pasted it into a document. Okay. And so this is the prompt as a religious and smart Christian teacher and also an expert in AI who will be talking to adult teachers about how to use AI in creating engaging introductions. That he's doing what he's preparing for me. May she create 15-20 presentation slides on creative ideas for introductions to Sunday school lessons. ماشي. لما I don't mean I don't mean that I am smart. I want him to be smart. But لا طبعا of course. ماشي. طيب هقول لكم حاجة. Let's okay, instead of trying a different one. Okay, give me a second. Okay. Doesn't. Huh? Oh. So I pasted it here, yeah. So I have the option to do deep research. If you can see the screen, there's deep research. Okay, I can turn it on or off, and in a lot of others I can do the same. So if, for example, perplexity as well. This is perplexity. Oops. Okay, and there's if I type anything, it will do a normal search. So it's search plus AI. Okay. That's by default, and I can then do deep research. You can perplexity. You have 3 free per day. Yeah. So AI already is trained on something. It doesn't have up-to-date things, and if you have things that you want to search about or like have a reply about that is not already in the data set, it will not be able to answer it. Okay, let's go back to Google. I entered this. I'll choose deep research, and then okay, what's that? Not now. Oh, sorry, internet. Oh. So they did all that without internet. That's good. Okay. So it will take some time. And this is the prompt. This is the not longest one, so but, we'll see. This is one of the topics that I'll talk about if we have time. طيب نرجع تاني ونشوف دي في الاخر هتعمل ايه. بس انا كويس ان انا بصينا يعني فهمنا ايه دي سيرش. انا ممكن اقول لكم حاجه تانيه. ده تشات جي بي تي. اوكي. اوكي never mind. بعدين. Let's go back. Okay, so again, before preparation and presenting, remember the things that we talked about in the beginning. Make sure to pray and seek guidance, request discernment, and make sure to apply this to myself. So there are some, while it generates, there are some concerns about AI. Let's discuss some of them. So shallow content, I give something and it's very shallow, or whether the English or the information that's included. So how to deal with that? One of the, there are several ways. Request deeper analysis in the prompt itself. You can also follow up with what's already generated with more questions and more requests, or rewrite this in what kaza 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 way, and for example, or a deeper way, or a more biblical way, and so on, or more Orthodox, Coptic Orthodox way, and so on. Or maybe whatever the method you're using, whether the tool you're using is not up to date or not good enough, you can try a different AI. Doctrinal errors. Yeah, so always verify this. Sometimes, yeah, it has a lot of input from different sources. So I want things to be Orthodox Christian sound, right. So I always verify with the scripture, always check against trusted theological sources. Privacy issues. I use tools with clear privacy policies. So I checked or I tested that Gemini is one of the best, but unfortunately, if we're collecting information about people. But anyway, yeah, not only ads, but it might be selling. It might be selling your information to others as well, and collecting, like profiling you and all these things. So, yeah, it's something to care about, and something. So you should never share personal and private information here. And if you can, like separate which devices you use on and what other things you do while you are logged in. So this is something you take care about. Hallucinations, like when sometimes, like either in general or when you keep conversations running with asking and then replies and asking again and so on. Sometimes it starts to hallucinate, say things that doesn't make sense. So you need to always need to fact check. Don't rely on it for accuracy, and all the things the AIs are always warning from that. And sometimes just starting a new session will help. Sometimes, so what I did is I asked about a lot of data from Gemini and ChatGPT and a lot of things, and then I have overwhelming amount of data. Maybe you'll do the same while you're experimenting with this. So yeah, maybe start slowly and make sure you have a plan and try just to fulfill what you have instead of having a lot of big amount of data that it's hard to manage and don't know how to choose or choose what from which sets of data. Let's go back and see if Gemini is done or not.
It was one of the servants, and she's in like a pharmacy school, and she was doing an amazing. She's no longer with us. She went to Sacramento. She was doing like a presentation, and she was talking about the baptism, just for second graders, about the baptism of Jesus Christ, when the dove came on top of his head and all that stuff. And she sent me the movie and she told me, I think this is really nice, the kids gonna love it. So I told her, just share it with me. Just when you're just finishing servants prep, I wanna make sure in the preparations of the lesson and everything is according to our Orthodox belief, especially if it is a little bit of a tricky lesson. So she sent it to me and it was amazing. The movie was really good. But then I noticed while they are talking, they changed some stuff. I don't remember exactly, but actually the people that prepared this movie was from Jehovah's Witness. And it was amazing. If you see how they use the character, the animation, everything, you can tell they spent tons of money on it to produce it in this magnificent way. But actually it was very tricky, and the message that it's not that the Holy Spirit came out from God. No, Jesus has power and the angel came, and they talk about some stuff, weird stuff. I don't know from where they get it, but it wasn't correct at all. So sometimes we see it, and they don't even sign at the end that they belong to this group. So it's kind of tricky. So that's why AI is amazing. It helps, but sometimes you have to be very careful.
A similar situation happened while I was researching also. I was asking for references, Bible references, and then I found references from Luke, from Samuel, whatever, and then there was a strange name that I didn't recognize. And then when I searched, it was one of the Mormon books or something like that. So, yeah. So this is, if you can see the screen, this is the Gemini. This is the prompt, and then here is the research plan for that topic if you need to update. I think the prompt was a research plan, not actually might be a bit confusing. I think it has both. create a lesson plan. Okay, lesson plan. So yeah, that's what it did. Prodigal Son is lesson plan. So this is research websites. It gave all these websites, and then so it gave me what it will do. Research the narrative, explore Orthodox Christian theology, and so on. Brainstorm. This is the plan for AI to do. It didn't do it yet. So if I am okay, I can change this if I want, or I can edit the plan or start research. So now it will start research. All of these topics or points, it will start to go one by one and dig deeper into each one of them. So understand the core request. I'm starting to work on creating Sunday school lesson, and so on. My research approach is kada, next steps. And these are the websites it is using and researching. It's reading, summarizing, and swallowing, and then see what it will do next, and so on. Okay. So while it does that, let's go back again to the presentation. When I started to prepare this, I wasn't sure if we wanted full Sunday school lessons or just introductions to Sunday school lessons. So I also thought about some points regarding Sunday, just the introduction. Sometimes it's easy if you have a passage or a story, you know the story, but how to go to start the story. So. Maybe we'll not go through the details. The same applies. So if you want to have it tell you a lesson or just introduction or give you some ideas, and so all these things, all that is you just craft the correct prompt. And these are some intros, for example, would you rather, a Christian, would you rather questions can give you some questions that you can ask the kids, would you rather do this or that, and so on, see what they will tell you. Modern day parable, give a story or a parable with modern day characters and imagine how they will act and so on. Interview question with a biblical character, faith in action, theological what if, and digital discernment challenge. Anyway, let's see the next thing is AI generation, and there is also a lot of tools that can do that. And these are some few. Grok, if you have an X account or Twitter, formerly Twitter, it's very good in whether text or images. There are also other things, ChatGPT, OpenAI, and so on. And this is example format. So you want to have a specific style. Is it realistic? Is it coloring page? Is it illustration? And then specify the subject, whether you want David and Goliath, Jesus teaching, and so on. And then add visuals, for example, clothing setting, and so on. And then atmosphere, warm sunset, light, peaceful atmosphere, and so on. And this is example prompt, and this is what it gave. I think that's also either Google or Leonardo AI. And yeah, this is the main things we talked about: realistic picture, and which is the style. The subject is Daniel in the lion's den, and description about the walls and the lions and the robe and all these things. And then there is atmosphere with light streaming into highlight Daniel. Okay. Now there should be an exercise about how to do that. Let's skip that for now, and we'll go to Shireen's favorite, how to do the presentation itself. But before going that, let's go back to Gemini and see what is created. So yeah, this is what it created. Introduction, the story of Prodigal Son. That should be the lesson. Key events in the parable: son, young son asks for inheritance, father, and so on. And so there are several things that can be done. Can take it and put it into slides. I can do several things here and there. Okay, and conclusions. So here I can go and either I can export it to docs or copy contents and paste it in anywhere, but also I can create some stuff. Web page, infographic, quiz, audio overview, and so on. So I tried the presentation. And yeah. So actually it does presentation through coding, so we'll wait a bit and then preview, and it will be a presentation, not in PowerPoint, but if I want, maybe I can copy and paste it. But yeah, this is not the main way that I'll show you in a second. Is it done? And again, this might not be the exact, this might be a summarized version or a different version again, but yeah, so yeah, so this is a presentation, might not also have pictures, I think. Have you lost something important? So this is the introduction. Lost and found. So son asks for inheritance. So I can, for this code, I can copy it and paste it to my computer as an HTML file and then open it, and it will open into a presentation. Might not be straightforward. I'll go to a better way, okay? I know what you're saying, but okay, back to the presentation. So there are tools that are specific to presentation preparing. One of them is called Gamma. There's Canva. Anybody uses any of these? Presentations.ai, Slides Go? Which one? Hani طبعا. See which one? Canva? Yeah, I need to learn that because a lot of people are saying this is very good. But yeah, okay. Okay, is the free version? Okay. Okay, maybe you teach us one time. So I'll go with the Gamma. I looked at some of them, and one thing I liked in Gamma is the free version can has, of course, its limitations, but it can give you up to 10 free slides, and it can export it to PowerPoint. Most of the others cannot, at least for the free version, cannot export it. Some of them cannot export it even with the paid version. So Gamma, I like it. How to use it is there are several ways to use it. I can either paste text, you can copy it from Gemini or from anywhere and put it. If you have a file, whether a presentation or document or whatever, you can import this, or you can tell it to I want a lesson about so and so, okay? But I think the AI used here underneath is not as strong as the latest ones. So yeah, maybe this will not give the best option, okay? And then it will, there are several steps. One of them is this. So for example, here I had some ideas for each slide, but not the details. I wanted to get the details for me, write them down, find pictures, find all these things. So I wrote it every slide in a line, and then put 3 dashes, and then it knows this is the end of the slide, and so on. So this is this slide. You don't need to read the details, but this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. Okay. Then there are some options. Let's zoom in here. So what do you want to? So do you want to generate AI? Use AI to generate the details, or condense it? If you already have a lot of information, you want to summarize it a bit more, you can use condense or preserve. I want to use this as it is, do not do any changes. Although sometimes it still does that, doesn't preserve it 100%, but at least it limits the thing. If I already have my PowerPoint and I just want, or my document file. Amount of text per card, whether it's brief, medium, and detailed, and right for Christian Sunday school teachers interested, and so on. Okay, so it gives you, starts to write and prepares the slides for you. And this is like, for example, one of the slides. I can go and tell it, I don't like this layout, I want to have a different layout, okay? Or, so there are some options, for example, for the layout. If I want to change it, if the default, I don't like the default. There are themes, black themes, or dark themes, and white, and bright themes, and different colors, and all these things. Okay. If you don't like, for example, a photo, you can ask it to generate or to search the web or to generate AI, and there are several models, okay, and different. Each model is maybe strong at a certain thing in picture generation, and then you can type what exactly you want to generate as, for example, the prompt that we already discussed. Okay, so yeah, these are some of the. For example, I wanted a notebook with a pen and on a wooden chair, wooden table. So these are some options. I chose one of them. Okay, and so on. And then, yeah, this is the last. Yeah, something interesting to end with is additional AI, more advanced video creation, for music creation, for narration. For example, this is the video creation. If you can see the video, you show the movement. It's maybe I should have expanded it. And there is something also that is done by Google that is really amazing.
Ever tried getting a room full of middle schoolers excited about anything on a Sunday morning? Sometimes it feels like their brains are still
Only sound.
processing the week's adventures, and quiet reflection isn't exactly at the top of their list.
Yeah, it's a unique energy, that's for sure. And it leads us to an interesting question. Could artificial intelligence, whether we often think of tech giants, actually offer a surprisingly effective way to connect with these young minds, you know, in a Sunday school setting?
AI in Sunday school, yeah, it still feels a bit sci-fi, doesn't it? But after looking at some fascinating resources, the potential is really, really intriguing. We're not talking about, you know, robots taking over the classroom.
Right.
It's more about using smart software algorithms that can learn and adapt. The idea is to make the learning feel more personal, rapid.
So I'll have to stop because this is 17 minutes, and this is completely generated by AI from Google Gemini. So I had the prompts, one of those prompts, and one of the options was, I'm not sure even how to go back again, but one of the options is to generate conversation. And it generated everything by itself. And this is even different than the exact text it provided, but it generates a conversation or what is it called? Podcast, yeah, thank you. Between two people, and looks very natural, right? Yeah. So yeah, we think that was the talk today. Again, the AI tools, text research, images, presentations, and there are video and even songs. You can have someone. This was only sound. You can have someone, like someone's face or upper body or whatever, and then they can also not today. Yeah, no, not yeah. Actually, I tried, but so for follow up, if you wanna maybe, so it doesn't stop here. We want to apply what we talked about. Maybe just some suggestions is to dedicate 30 minutes weekly for exploring AI. Write lessons, explore different tools, prompts, and see what's good and what's bad and what's helpful and so on. And I mean, we all need to be up to date because things are like advancing very quickly. And yeah, so that's the next thing. Follow up latest advancements through YouTube, news outlets, and social media, and also try to use AI in hobbies and work, and it will help a lot and save some time. Glory be to God forever. Any questions?